My big brother must have known that there was something not quite the norm with me, so he took me to lay girls, kicked me under the table and said, "You could do better than that." Wow. And I was probably 15, 14, 15. I said, "Don't fucking kick me." I said, "What are you talking about? They've got tits and feathers. I don't want to be like that." He said, "No, just hang on." And then I thought, "Oh, this fucking stupid brother." And then this comedy relief came on doing There's Always Something There to Remind Me, pregnant. And at the end, she gave birth to a black baby. And I thought, right, okay, yep. I think that's what he's on about. But, you know, I wasn't sure because I quite easily could have taken hormones and been a very pretty little girl if I wanted to, but no, I'd been blessed to be able to see Michael Matuin's people like that that just gave me they just opened up the whole golden mile for me. It was like there was nothing else I wanted to do. I was quite happy picking songs, making dresses, doing wigs. I was quite happy to do that for the rest of my life. I remember at one stage when I first started, I had a new number every week. I never did the same number twice, ever, except Xanadu. I just thought it was the most wonderful medium, and I still do, and I still can't really put my finger on exactly what it is and why I love it so much. I don't like RuPaul, unfortunately. I wish I could say I did, but I don't like what he does. I find it all a little bit too precious, and there's not much depth and there's not much feeling, and that's what is missing with it now. There's just not enough reality saying reality in drag is like saying, you know, but there is no real reality, and I miss it, but you know, if I don't blame RuPaul, I'll probably blame Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, so right. Take your pick. I remember Paul Holden was the DJ at Patches when I worked. He said to me one day, "Listen, I'm doing these parties every weekend at the Holden Pavilion, and we just want a showgirl for, you know, to call our own, basically, and we want you."
Wow.
And I was like, "But you don't even like me. You never speak to me." He said, "Yes, I do. I do like you." And I said, "Well, yeah, okay, I'll do it." He said, "Whatever you want to do, I think it was something like $500. You can do whatever you want with it. You can $500 for costumes, or if you want to get somebody, or blah, blah, blah." And so that's what I did. I used to, and I loved doing it, going out and picking people off the street, basically. If they look great for the number I was going to do, I just say, "Do you want a free ticket to a party?" And they go, "Yeah." "Why?" "Do you want to be in the show with me?" "Well," and it was like, yeah. And I used to do it all the time, and I'd met so many people doing it. And anyway, it was probably Paul Holden started me off, and it was like amazing that I could just do whatever I wanted to do. What I used to love about it was whenever I'd do it, I would get every drag queen that was sort of like, you know, not doing too good, and get them into a show and give them make them feel good for at least 5 minutes, you know. We had fucking AIDS lurking around everywhere, so we needed something to just disappear for a few minutes, you know, whatever. Because that one was a beauty when AIDS came, and it was like, how the fuck I worked so hard, but I had to do it because comedy was really, really essential during those early days. It was like if you didn't do comedy, you would probably just lose it. And I think the best one that I ever did, there's a couple. Better the Devil You Know was pretty fabulous.
Amazing.
I think there was 30 drag queens and me and 30 boys. So that's probably, in drag talk, that's probably 15 boys and 15 girls. But that was pretty fabulous. And that MDA that I had just before I went on turned me into Kylie. I was so into it. People said after, did you see Kylie? And I said, no, did you see Kylie? Yeah, Kylie was on. I said, really? Yeah. I thought, fuck, that was a good performance. That was a pretty good performance. They really thought it was Kylie. They were the days. They were just such magical days. It's like a script. I said I was going to do Always on My Mind, and I would have Stuart Doherty to make me my dress, which would be a sweetheart neckline, red rubies encrusted all through a heart. And I was at rehearsals doing it, and then Gary Leasing said, I think we need something else. I mean, you look great, the frock's great and everything, but something else. And Richard Cobden just was walking past and said, yeah, you do need something else. What about a really big heart that's broken in the middle and Richie can just walk through? It was perfect.
Wow.
It was perfect, because then I had the dress that was the remainder of the broken heart, and that was just magical. There wasn't a dry eye in the house, because I was singing to everyone that we lost. Just seeing what the queer community is doing for each other and making everyone just feel welcome is so beautiful. I can't really believe it. I can believe it, but I sort of put myself in the position of like what I was like when I was 17, 18, and coming out and not coming out, and going out on a Friday night and going to Flinders Street Station with my totally different clothes that I'd, my party clothes for the weekend, and then after the weekend put my boring clothes on and go back to the burbs, and thinking, am I doing it? Is everything all right? Is this okay? But I just think it's wonderful, and all the transgender thing, I think it's absolutely amazing. I love it. Sydney's got she's an incredibly theatrical old girl, Sydney. It's like she's some sort of vaudeville old. She just keeps coming back. Some people say to me, well, how come you're not working? And I said, well, I'm 64. And I'm no Brooke Shields, darling. Sometimes when I have to do Centrelink, and they just don't get it. They just don't get it. And sometimes I just say, look, I'm a drag queen, you know, I'm not very bright. Well, you must, and this girl that I got, well, you must be fairly bright if you make your own costumes and do your own. I said, have you ever seen me? I said, I do a log lady. And what's a log lady? I said, seen Twin Peaks? And I just can't explain myself. And so, well, you could learn some, you do hairdressing, you can do, I don't want to, you know, it's like really full on. They just won't leave me alone. Look, let me go. I'm a legend, right?
Absolutely.
That's what they call me, so that's what I am.
Absolutely.
A living legend.